Hollywood, be careful what you wish for. You just might get something as bad as Wish Upon. This movie is being classed as a horror flick with the director of Annabelle attached to it, but it's more of a teen drama that just wants to show a few creative ways of killing people off. It's about a high schooler named Claire who's unpopular in school and her family is down on their luck, but things appear to take a turn for the better when she discovers an ancient music box that grants 7 wishes to its owner. However, it isn't until Claire makes her first few that she discovers that in exchange for each wish she makes, somebody has to die. Every time the box opens and plays its music, that's when the blood sacrifice is made. How does the box decide who the sacrifice is? We don't know. It just randomly picks off supporting characters. You start to think that maybe it kills off those who are closest to our main character, but on one occasion, it's someone that she just met. So what's the pattern? This is only about the 5th biggest question this movie raises. The biggest is how did anybody think that making this banal, witless tripe was a good idea? If I can name anything the least bit positive, it would be lead actress Joey King, who gives it just enough for her performance to be passable. Everyone else was worse than that. In particular, one of Claire's friends. Every time this girl was on screen, I wanted to volunteer myself as the next blood sacrifice. Not only is the performance terrible, the character is ludicrously spiteful. There's a part where Claire wishes the school bully would just go rot, and in typical wish-fulfilling fashion, the box takes it literally, and the bully suffers from some kind of flesh-rotting disease. So this one friend of Claire's takes full delight in the situation. A couple of other students make requests for contributions to her GoFundMe page, and this broad raises her middle fingers and is like, "Go fund this." Who acts this way? Even Biff Tannen would be like, "Whoa, lady, you're a butthead." Nobody's likable in this movie. You do not give a rip about any of the characters. There's another guy that Claire does kiss by the end, but the most that the two of them have in the way of chemistry is an entire scene where they discuss how one of them blamed the other for farting in class in the 1st grade, and offhandedly, they bring up the possibility of there being a parallel universe where it was the other one who farted, and another where neither of them farted, and both of them farted. Is this supposed to be a cute scene, or the movie trying to be philosophical? Either way, it fails hysterically. The only thing this movie fails even worse at is being scary or suspenseful. There's a scene where a woman is examining her garbage disposal and is oblivious to how close she keeps getting to the switch that turns it on. First off, who designed that kitchen? Anyone would know to set up the switch more than an arm span away from the disposal. And second, she keeps inching toward the switch for well over a minute, wasting the audience's time because we all know what the outcome is going to be. However, this is still not as lame an excuse for tension as a later scene where it keeps cutting back and forth between two characters in different potentially perilous situations. It's like, on your right we have the obnoxious best friend trapped in an elevator. And on your left we see the father crawling underneath his car to reach a screw, even though he could just instead walk around the car and pick it up from the other side. But the jack could give way and the car could fall on top of him. One of them is shuffling off the mortal coil. Who is it gonna be? Well, I don't care about either of them, so I'll just go with the worst. Die, sucky best friend. This is one of the lamest attempts at suspense that I've seen in recent years. This movie could also counter Unforgettable for worst ending this year. I'm getting into spoilers here. So the message is, what else? Be careful what you wish for, which they really want to drive into our head with an end credits pop song, which just says that phrase over and over again. This movie has the same old resolution as any movie or TV episode with that message, where someone is able to make wishes that all turn out to cause trouble. She uses her last wish to undo everything and go back to before she made her first wish. It's so tired and cliched. But this movie even takes it a step further to have a whammy conclusion for no reason. She gives the box to her guy friend, telling him to bury it, they kiss, and then, out of nowhere, she gets hit by a car and dies, and the movie ends. One could argue that she is the sacrifice for her last wish to undo everything, but logically that never even happened. Furthermore, the box isn't open and the music isn't playing, so this can't be the final blood sacrifice. So what does this ending have to do with anything? Overall, Wish Upon is a cliched, cretinous, suspense-free joke that admittedly does venture into the territory of so bad it's good at times. A few people in the theater were getting that vibe. One of the death scenes is an old man who slips in the tub and hits his head, and he appears to have bitten the dust. But then he awakes, and as he starts to get up, clunks his head on the faucet, and then he dies. In that moment, there was a woman behind me who just lost it, and in her laughter went, "Oh, what's wrong with me?" I leaned back and went, "Nothing, nothing. You're cool. You're totally cool." I grant Wish Upon a generous 20%. It might be good for a few unintentional laughs, but nothing more. That's a wrap. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this review helpful. Like if you liked, subscribe for more. This is Pop Culture. I'm Alex Pop.